Instead of saying something like, it's back, they're back, or we're back, a dinosaur story, I want you to tell me in the comments what your favorite piece of media that you consumed over the past 2 years and 10 months was. Because I think that's about how long it took for us to get started with this series again.
I think you're right. I think it literally has been, like, very, very close to 3 years. You know, I made a friend because of one of the videos that we did of us grinding in this, that I've now been friends with for, like, 3 years. Like, that's how long it's taken.
Lucky you, I haven't made a friend.
It's okay.
End
You'll
of
get there one
sentence.
day.
One day, yeah. So what have you been up to in these past 3 years?
I have been unbelievably busy between my personal life and an enormous amount of Pokemon and other channel stuff. Mostly just an ungodly amount of Pokemon.
And we are super close to finishing this series, and I dragged you into it because, damn it, I want to finish this series.
Yeah. Well, I want to finish it too. I feel bad that I'm totally the one dragging it out so long. It's just, oh my god, my life has been so busy.
Yeah.
It happens.
I get it.
Okay, I'm in the first fight. We should bring up that between episodes, whattageek ended up doing some grinding for me. Reworked the moveset a little. Actually, did you rework moveset, or is it just the Pokemon?
So I reworked both the Pokemon and the movesets a little bit. You'll notice that mah-dry no longer has Fearow on his team. I figured when I was running around grinding, I found a Roggenrola, and his star player in the black and white randomizer was a Roggenrola.
Yes.
This one seemed pretty good, so if he wants to use that Tanahashi Gigalith on his team at any point, he's welcome to. I thought it would be a good one.
Yeah, I saw that in there. I love that.
Everyone else should be pretty good now. Weeping Bell evolved because adaptability was only so good. I evolved his Shelgon and his Salamence, so now it has flying and other such moves. And I also did a test run through the Elite Four, making sure that the team was good to go. And Mega Kangaskhan swept almost the entire thing, so it really was kind of pointless to level up everybody else.
Yeah. Okay, I forget. In this randomizer, every Pokemon's type is still correct, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure. What do I have for... Oh, hey. 1,000 waves. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll use that. I'm trying to remember my type effectivenesses and stuff. Like, I haven't played in years, so I don't remember, like, what Pokemon had what moves, because, you know, randomizer, weird moves. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, Electrode, not Electra, whatever I said. There we go.
In the time that it took for us to get back to this series, I believe 3 major Pokemon games came out. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Pokemon Legends Arceus, whatever, and Scarlet and Violet.
You know, I still haven't played Scarlet and Violet.
So when are we going to play Scarlet and Violet A Journey, where one of us joins you, or several of us join you in-game because it's multiplayer?
Oh, I actually didn't know that. Okay, so... Okay, now I need to explain this, because now we're on air and everyone's gonna be like, how the fuck does MDB not know any of this? Okay, so when those games were, like, announced and everything, sorry, I just noticed that my victory bell. I switched it in for Golduck thinking, oh, I surely must have grass moves. I got, like, Shockwave and Bullet Seed. Alright, whatever, Bullet Seed, let's see what happens. Anyway, so I haven't played the new games yet, and I know genuinely almost nothing about them, because I wanted to go in blind and stream them when they came out. Oh my god, Bullet Seed crushed them. I wanted to go in blind, but the problem was, when the games were about to come out, I then had my big health thing where I collapsed and went to a hospital and then was bedridden for like 4 months.
That happened right after the last episode went live of this, by the way.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. It was the reason why we couldn't record on the first attempt of me, like, requesting, hey, do you want to record more? And you're like, sure. And then when it came time, you're like, actually, I'm sick. Can't do it.
Yeah, it was literally, I was in my computer chair where I am right now. I don't even remember what Pokemon it just said was next. Fuck it, Kangaskhan. I was literally, we had plans to finally do this recording session. It was a year ago, like literally a year and a month ago that we were going to record this last. We had the session for, like, the next day, I think. And then, like, I have the thing where I have the pain shoot down my body and I collapse. And I'm laying on the bed and I'm waiting for, like, the ambulance to show up. I'm literally telling Fatima, like, hey, you know, message Mom and let her know what's going on, and message whattageek and let him know that I'm not going to be able to do it because of health stuff. And we figured I probably had a collapsed lung or was having a heart attack at the time, which is also what the doctor thought at the time. Turns out it's not my heart or my lungs, it was my neck. But, yeah. Basically, the first thing I did when I collapsed was I told Fatima, call an ambulance, let my mom know what's going on, and let whattageek know I can't make the recording session.
Hell yeah, second in importance to your mother.
Yep. So that's pretty high priority right there, that when I'm there minutes after not being sure if I'm dying or not, that my priority list is, all right, well, whattageek's got to know that I can't record tomorrow.
It was very important, and I'm glad that you prioritized me over, say, I don't know, your new friend that you made from this series.
No, I mean, I let her know too, but I don't think she knew until everybody else knew, which was like, everybody else found out that a health thing was occurring with me once I was already, like, at the hospital. Because by then I was in a wheelchair, stable, and with my phone, so I could tweet. So,
my mental image is that you were on the operating table, even though you didn't have to undergo any major surgery, right?
Yeah, totally. They were operating on my brain to see what was wrong with me.
Phone in your hand, you were like, yeah, I'm dying. So anyway, send tweet.
Oh, so my Kangaskhan just lost a fortress because I was just going hammer arm versus body slam, which, like, obviously is going to be bad for me. But that's the kind of the thing with these playthroughs is I don't know my moves, and I don't know their moves, so sometimes I just commit. Blast burn?
We're busy
I don't
talking.
even remember what this move is. Yeah.
Or we're busy talking, so it's hard to pay attention and talk at the same time.
I mean, I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it over the years just because of, like, 14 or 15 years of Let's Play. Lol. One-shot him with Blast Burn.
Yep.
From full health because he full restored. That's hilarious. Oh, I forgot I had Moody on him. That's right. Oh, that's weird.
It can be good, but it also can be bad.
Well, I got evasion and lost speed. I actually don't mind that. Gaining evasion's kind of sweet. Wait, hold on. Do I have the Evilite? Yeah, I guess I do. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Because he used whatever that ability was where he detects your item. Okay, how many times have I been crit this fight? Am I getting hit by moves?
Twice.
Okay, because Hammer Arm doesn't automatically crit, right?
Nope.
That's just a move where he uses it and then he loses some speed?
Yep.
Oh, he's mirror coding. I think I'm gonna die here. Whatever. Yeah, I got crit with Hammer Arm like multiple times earlier. Not that it's too surprising. I play enough Pokemon that, fuck you, Sydney. I play enough Pokemon now that I'm fully aware you can just get crit 7 times in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you can also miss 7 times in a row with a 90 accurate move. Not speaking from experience at all.
Like, it's funny because, like, you look at the math of some of this stuff and you're like, well, surely this is, like, impossible. Like, that,
it is impossible. Stop calling me Shirley.
You'd think it would never happen. Like, you look at the statistics on, like, some of these things where it's like, what are the odds of critting 5 times in a row? What's the odds of getting the 256 glitch 3 times in a row? Stuff like that, and it's astronomical, and yet most of these things I have had happen and showed the footage on the show. In fact, in the first ever Pokemon challenge that I did, the Rattata one, I didn't know about the 256 glitch yet, or if I did know about it back then, I didn't realize some of the times that it happened. Because if you go back and you watch my first Pokemon challenge, like, in that format, and you watch, I think it's like the final rival battle, I miss a 100 accuracy move, like, twice in that fight. And I just didn't even notice at the time that that was a 100 accuracy move. I don't know if I've ever had any comments on anyone even pointing that out. I just went back and watched it one day and realized, like, oh, that move doesn't miss. I wasn't supposed to miss that. And I just say that the move missed in the video, and I didn't even realize when I was writing the script that move isn't supposed to miss.
Gen 1 is a treasure.
Yeah. I missed with Swift the other day.
Now
When
that's
was it?
impressive.
Oh, hold on. It wasn't the other day. I say the other day all the time now because all of time just melds together for me.
And technically you're not wrong. It is a different day than today, therefore it is another day.
You know what? That's true. I got no psychic moves. Okay.
But usually when you're saying other day, you mean like within the span of a week or two. But
yeah,
it
this was
sounds
probably
like this was
a couple
months ago.
Yeah, this is last few months. This is this year. I missed with Swift in a Gen 1 run. I don't remember if it was on screen. I mean, I guess it's not that spectacular considering it's 256 glitch. It's as likely to miss as any other 100 accuracy move in the game. It's just especially funny when it's Swift because it's the move that literally says it doesn't miss.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering in Gen 1, Swift works when they're using, like, Fly and Dig. You can still hit them with that. I've won runs because of that, or won battles early because of that, at least. I don't remember what run it was, actually, that I won a fight early specifically because I could use Swift to hit a Dugtrio while he was digging. Someone will remember that better than I do. Look, when you do, like, 150 challenges on just Pokemon alone, they do blend together at some point.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, I gotta get this through my head already, that the gym leader is not gonna have, well, not gym leader, Elite Four member, is not gonna have a thematic team. Because I keep trying to think, like, okay, who should I start with if they're this type? No, they're not that type. This is an Octillery. Okay, well, I don't really have to switch. I can probably just overpower it with Fly. You know, I probably should have set up some kind of, like, screen share with you so that you can see what the fuck I'm doing.
I think Discord has been updated in the past 3 years to allow you to easily share what you're up to.
Yeah, I think that works pretty well, actually. If you do want me to do that, I could probably just
go
click
for it.
a button.
I could guide you a little bit better.
Yeah. Let's, what the fuck button do I click for that?
There should be a Stream Citra button in your stream channel.
There is.
Right next to Citra, above Voice Connected.
Voice Connected Citra, Stream Citra. Oh, I've never clicked this in my life. Okay. I'm going to click that. Is it gonna screen
It
share
only
with,
goes
like,
to this
you?
channel.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
Wow,
So your Salamence just leveled up.
I didn't know that was a feature. That's pretty cool. Like, I knew there was screen share, but I didn't know it worked like that.
Your Kangaskhan has grass moves. Victory Bell has grass moves.
Yeah, Victory Bell. Because Bullet Seed did really well last time. I was about to say, what if it has, oh, what's that ability called where it can't get one shot? But I guess that doesn't matter if it's Bullet Seed. And plus, random ability, so it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I mean, how many abilities are even in the game?
Nope, that's a 2-shot there.
Yeah. Oh, no,
it is a 3-shot.
It really looked like a 2-shot from that first one. I guess damage range probably affects you every individual hit, though. You know, I never thought about that, actually. If the damage range affects every individual hit, that might change my strategy in some games. Never thought about that.
I don't remember who has a fighting move, but if nothing
does.
else, you could do Mega Kangaskhan and, you know,
Oh, here we go.
outlast it.
Sacred Sword. Is that good?
It's good, but Tanahashi's a little lower level than everybody else, so it may not survive much.
Well, I'm gonna try it anyway.
Do it. Or you could try Metal Burst.
Go Ace! Oh, okay. The emulator choked for a second there. I love Bufflant.
He's got a fantastic do.
No, Drain Punch. That was decently effective.
That's the next level of super effective. Not very effective, decently effective.
So, I know that when they were coming up with a lot of Pokemon designs for Generation 5, they were really heavily inspired by Generation 1. They wanted to recapture that whole feel of, like, every Pokemon being a new Pokemon and you're entering a whole new world, and...
a whole fantastic point of view. Go on.
Yeah, a whole Aladdin. They were very inspired by Aladdin. So, I know that they were really inspired by Gen 1, and so there's a lot of Pokemon in Gen 5 that are kind of analogous to Gen 1.
Tauros
where they got
for this one.
Yeah. This has got to be the most literal example. I want to know what guy at Game Freak sat down and was like, I don't know, maybe they're like 100 Pokemon designs in, and they're starting to run out, and they're looking at their list, and it's like, okay, well, we still need like 5 more normal types. Okay, I gotta get more. They want normal types, and they want, like, animals. Okay. And they're looking at the Gen 1 list, and they see Tauros on there, and they're like, how could we spice this up? And then they just put an afro on it.
They were listening to some They were listening to some disco music in the background, too, and they're like, wait, I have an idea.
And they're watching Black Dynamite on the side while they work.
Hell yeah.
Like, I got an idea. Hold on.
Did you know that the Black Dynamite team are making a new movie?
Oh, I did not know. I'm sure it'll be hilarious.
Oh, what was it called? The blank Johnny Law. I don't remember what the blank was.
Well, I will gladly watch that if it comes out and is good. Because Black Dynamite is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, have you watched Kung Pao yet? That's another one of those movies that are pretty synonymous.
No, but fucking you and Truth have been telling me to watch it for years and years, and the worst part is that I totally know I would like it. So it's not like I don't want to watch it or something. I know I'm going to find that movie hilarious because you two have a very similar sense of humor to me, and I know enough about this movie to understand that it's gonna be hilarious. I just fucking haven't yet.
It's been free on YouTube for, like, here and there, every now and then, for the past few years, but I don't know if it currently is. Okay,
if it's not currently, I'm sure that I can find it. Oh, wink, wink.
Wink.
I'll
What's that? Torrent? Oh no, the Pokemon ability. What?
Yeah,
Torrent.
Like, all I'll say is I am from an earlier time in the internet when how to find such things was quite common knowledge. That blows my mind, by the way. Okay, hold on. We're olds now? Oh, come on, I missed Fly? What is that, a 5%?
5%.
So, we're both olds now. Old, disgusting, decrepit, fucking, like, barely 30, basically barely adults. Did you know that kids in, like, school, like, I don't know, elementary, or I think in America it's middle school, apparently...
6th to 8th grade?
6th to 10th? I don't know. Apparently, like, teens and preteens now are a lot less computer literate on average than our generation.
Now that's wild.
So I thought that was really weird at first, too, because, yeah, like, I'm sure you can attest, I bet you it's the same for you and probably the same for most people you know our age, that, like, our generation, on average, is way more tech literate than our parents' age, and especially our grandparents. And, like, that's normal, because we grew up in a time when the internet was way more normal, and they didn't, so, like, whatever, that's normal. New generations are more adept with new technology. But apparently, a lot of kids now are a lot less adapted towards, like, troubleshooting and problem solving when it comes to computer stuff than we are.
That explains why people don't know what Google is.
Yes, and, like, literally being worse at using search engines, being worse at knowing how to maneuver a computer, stuff like that. And at first I thought that was so fucking weird, because I'm like, well, surely they all grew up with computers too, but then I remembered, well, no, they grew up with an era of computers and phones where everything was really locked in and proprietary, and they didn't, you didn't have to troubleshoot as much. Either it worked or it didn't, you know? Mm-hmm. And so, no, that makes total sense why they wouldn't be as good at that, because that skill set, it's not that it's become irrelevant. It's not irrelevant yet, but that, like, they weren't forced to problem solve like that. Like, I think back to when I was 16 and I spent 2 whole days. I spent a weekend in the summer once just figuring out how routers worked, like on a technical level. Because at the time, you kind of needed to know that to port forward properly. And at the time, you had to port forward if you wanted to host a multiplayer lobby in a video game. So I spent like a whole weekend just learning how port forwarding worked so that I could host custom maps on Warcraft 3, the like old RTS. Because back in the day, you used to be able to do custom maps that were like whole new video games. Like people would make like RPGs and stuff in the custom maps of this game, and it was really cool. But if you wanted to host it, like nobody could host it unless they had port forwarding figured out. And back then, that was like fucking wizardry. So there was actually a third-party website that existed just to host custom maps of Warcraft 3 on your behalf. We wanted to stop using the website, so I figured out port forwarding. I can't imagine anybody going through that effort now, partly because routers are a little bit more friendly towards that, and video games are a little more friendly towards not needing port forwarding. But also just that, like, I can't see kids now bothering to go through with that.
Especially given that the attention span of a lot of people has severely dwindled over several years of the internet. and now I imagine it's even worse with the whole advent of shorts on YouTube and
sure, yeah,
other
TikTok
short-form
and
content.
whatever. Which, some people blame that on, like, a generational difference. To be honest, I think the attention span thing is hitting everyone. I think my attention span is worse than it used to be, too.
Sorry, what were you saying? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know, I wasn't paying attention either, I already forgot. Did you know that I'm playing a video game?
What? Hold on a minute. Discord has a streaming feature? Anyway.
Never even heard of it. What's Discord? But no, like, people talk about how, like, kids these days have no attention span or whatever, and I don't think I agree with that. I think that they've got as bad of an attention span as the adults. I think everybody's attention span sucks now, mine included.
100%.
I've put so much effort into having a better attention span, and I, of course, gotten better at it over the years. But, like, I had to put serious effort into that. I think it's just a thing of, like, nowadays there's a lot of distractions, and you gotta put a lot of extra effort into not being distracted. It's just kind of how the world is now.
Yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't bother me that much. I just think it's so fascinating that, like, when I say I can't see kids now doing what I did of spending that whole weekend trying to troubleshoot this stuff, that's not a thing of like, oh, back in my day, the kids worked harder. It's nothing like that. It's that I think if I grew up now, I wouldn't have figured that out. Because the reason I figured it out is because I was so bored, and I wanted to get it working, and I wanted to play the game with my friends. Nowadays, I would have so many other games that I could play with friends or whatever that I just wouldn't get bored enough to go through that effort. I think it's just a world-changing thing. Which is a shame because of what's lost, but I guess it's also kind of cool that you don't need to go through that bullshit anymore.
Right.
Ah, fuck you, Spiritomb.
By the way, Spiritomb does have a weakness past Gen 6, fairy-type moves.
That's right. I always think of it as like one of the Pokemon with no weakness, because I'm so used to fighting it in Generation 5. It's Spiritomb, and then, okay, but then there's Cofagrigus, who I always think doesn't have a weakness, but it totally does, right?
Yeah, it's a pure ghost. The other one you're thinking of is Sableye.
I always think Cofagrigus is also Dark-type. I don't know what's wrong with me on that.
It does give off that vibe, to be fair.
You know what? It's because he's got Sucker Punch. I associate that so heavily with
Does he?
Dark-type.
I don't think he does.
Oh shit, does he not? I thought he did.
Let me go look.
Look, I play a lot of Gen 5. If I've gotten this wrong, that's not good.
Not Scarlet, Violet, Sword Shield. Here we go. I'm on Cerebee's Pokedex right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gen 8 learn sets. Search for Sucker Punch. It does not know Sucker Punch in Gen 8. So can it learn it in Gen 5? No.
Well, I have clearly just misremembered.
Huzzah! I am now the Pokemon Master.
I wonder what I'm mixing it up with then. Like, there's got to be some other ghost Pokemon with Sucker Punch that I was thinking of. I mean, I can think of a few
Gengar?
ghost Pokemon with Sucker Punch, but it wasn't Gengar or Haunter, although I do get Sucker Punched by them plenty on Platinum runs. I gotta be thinking of Sableye. It's gotta be Sableye. I can't think of anything else it would be.
Well, in that case, you would be right. It is Dark.
Yeah, and it's gotta have Sucker Punch, right? Because it has hands.
I believe it does, yeah.
It's a ghost with hands. It has a Sucker Punch.
I wouldn't be surprised if it can't, though. Let's see.
I mean, there's some weird ones, yeah. It's not like every Pokemon with fists can learn all the punches. And some
Shout out to
Pokemon with no
Hitmonchan.
fists can learn all the punches. Can Hitmonchan not learn all the elemental punches?
It can learn Fire, Ice, and Thunder.
Okay.
But there's like one odd one where it can't.
Okay.
I can't recall which one that is right now. Anyway, my attention span has dwindled. Here we go, Sableye. It's got Shadow Sneak for a priority move. Can it learn Sucker Punch? It can learn it via Egg Move.
Oh!
So it can't learn it naturally.
Well, that's specific. Oh, fucking, what am I doing? I'm doing it again. It does not matter that he is Dragon type. For all I know, every Pokemon on this team is ground. I don't know. It's just, I fight this guy like 100 times a year, and he always has Dragon Pokemon.